Welcome back. In the past couple of weeks, I've made some changes to the app. I've removed some changes. Some things worked out, some things didn't work out in the roadmap, and I've just been slowly iterating by myself on the app. The first major thing I worked on since the last video was the rules engine. The rules engine was essentially supposed to be where if a sync occurred, the rules engine would inspect the sync, what was coming in, and it would mutate it, so change it, and then update it accordingly. So you could say if the quantity went below 10, increase the price by an extra 10 pounds or dollars or whatever. So that was the way it was supposed to work. At first I made AI do it and it didn't come out to my taste. So I decided to create the form by myself and then create the rules table, etc., blah, blah, blah. And it came out to something I liked, but it wasn't complete yet because I hadn't set up price syncing yet. So what I then did was pause the rules engine and decided to implement the price sync, which was a pretty simple feature. And the way to do this was you had to listen to a product update webhook and then accordingly check if the price had changed from what you had in the database and then update it to the other stores that you have. Once I'd implemented that, I was supposed to go back to building the rules engine. I got distracted and I decided to implement a feature for automating the messaging after you sell an item on eBay. So this is where when you sell an item, you let the customer know, oh, we've got your order, we're going to start the process of packaging and delivering it. Once you've created the postage, you basically send a message saying, this is your tracking number, this is the link where you can track the product, and then you send that message. And then once the item's been delivered, you basically send a follow-up saying, is everything good? And can you give us a feedback if you liked it? So for that feature, I kind of cared about it, but it wasn't one of the core problems. So this was something perfect that I could just hand it off to like an AI agent to do it for me. And that's what it did. It built it. It made stuff up, like the URLs for the tracking link, for the fulfillment, it would use enums or literals that didn't exist. And for those, I had to manually go in, change and update it, which was quite kind of frustrating because I could have done it myself, but because it wasn't a core feature and it got me to essentially 90% of the way there, I was like, this is good enough, and I added it in as a feature. And from here, I was supposed to again go back to building the rules engine, and then I got distracted by customers. So I had a few customers that came in during that time that required large migrations or other features like order syncing and being able to essentially migrate your products from Shopify to eBay. At first, I thought it was a feature that didn't really matter, but as more and more users installed the app, one of the core features that they wanted was being able to migrate their Shopify products to eBay. They also wanted to be able to sync their orders from their Shopify and eBay stores in a single location, and usually that would be their Shopify store. I started off implementing the order sync, which was pretty simple. Whenever an order takes place, just import it and sync it into the Shopify store. That was literally it. You just listen to a webhook, and it wasn't even listening to a webhook. It was having a cron job that every couple hours it would check all the orders between the last check to the current time, and then it would take all the orders and update the Shopify store to be centralized in. I'm currently working on the implementation of migrating the Shopify products to eBay, which is a lot harder than I initially thought. And that's like a quick update on what I've been doing in the past couple of weeks.